Hey guys, another poll video for today. 10 brand new polls that have been released over the past couple of days and exclusively looking at those upcoming Super Tuesday states. A number of polls out of California, Texas, North Carolina. Those are some of the big results in terms of pledged delegates that are up for grabs, but we're going to start here in the state of Massachusetts with a Suffolk poll, a sample size here of 500 respondents, and fairly competitive at the top. Only two candidates reaching past that 15 percentage point viability number. You have Bernie Sanders leading the way at around 24%, where Elizabeth Warren, of course, the senator from the state of Massachusetts, is sitting there at about 22%. Then we have Michael Bloomberg, who's there at around 13%, Pete Buttigieg around 12%, Joe Biden at 11%, Klobuchar at 5%, and then Tom Steyer, who has now stepped out after his third place finish in South Carolina. He was registering a little over 2 percentage points. Now moving into the all-important state of California. This poll is from YouGov in comparison to the prior poll that came out from California from this resource, which was 2 weeks ago, a sample size of 1,411. Bernie Sanders picks up a couple of points. He's in a strong first place here at 31%. Biden lost 2 points. He was at 21. Now he's at 19. Warren also lost a couple of points to 18. Bloomberg picked up 4 points. He's at 12. Mayor Pete gained 3 points. He was at 6. Now he's up to 9. And then Klobuchar picked up 1 point. She's at 4%. And another California poll, this one from Point Blank, a sample size of 2,276. And this is a percentage change since just a few days ago when they released a poll. So Sanders stays steady there at the top at 34%. In a commanding first place, where actually none of the other candidates are reaching viability in this instance, where you have Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden are each at 14 percentage points apiece. Warren picked up 1 point, Biden picked up 3. Bloomberg is at 12. He picks up 1 point. Buttigieg stays flat at 9%. Klobuchar lost a point to 3%. And then you have Tom Steyer and Tulsi Gabbard behind them. Next, going to be going into the state of Texas. This is a YouGov poll, sample size of 635 in comparison to the prior YouGov Texas poll, which came out on February 18. Sanders takes a large step forward. He gains 10 points. He was at 20. Now he's up to 30%. Biden, he also picks up something in the way of support. He grabs 6 additional points where he was at 20. Now he is at 26. Elizabeth Warren stays flat at 17. Bloomberg picked up a point to 13. Klobuchar loses a point to 6. And then Pete Buttigieg takes a big step back here. He loses 5 percentage points down to 6%. The next Texas result comes from Marist, a sample size of 1,050 registered voters, and we can see that Bernie Sanders is doing very well in this instance in the state of Texas at 35% in first place, followed by Joe Biden, who's in second at 18, Bloomberg at 16, and then all of the other candidates find themselves below 15%, where you have Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg down there at 8 percentage points apiece, with Amy Klobuchar at 3%. The next Texas poll comes from the University of Texas Tyler, sample size of 586 in comparison to the prior poll that they had released, which was January 30th, so almost around a month or so ago. And we can see big step forward here for Bernie Sanders in first place at 29%. He picks up 11 points from that prior result where he was at 18. Bloomberg picks up 5 points. He's sitting there at 21, whereas Biden loses 15 percentage points. So he was at 34%. Now he's down to 19. We'll see if he's able to regain some of that back as we head towards Super Tuesday, given the very strong performance that we saw from Biden in South Carolina. It is a possibility to keep in mind. Warren, she lost 7 points down to 10. Buttigieg picks up 4 points. He's at 8, while Klobuchar picks up 1 point to 4%. These next two polls both come from Data for Progress. They're kind of bundled together here in just one page. The first one is Texas, a sample size of 513 respondents. And we can see that Bernie leads the way at 30%, followed by Biden at 21. Tied there in second place with Bloomberg, who's also at 21. Warren at 13, Buttigieg at 9, and Klobuchar at 5. With the Data for Progress North Carolina poll being a sample size of 536. Sanders leading the way at 27, followed by Biden at 25, Bloomberg at 18, Warren at 11, Buttigieg at 10, and Klobuchar at 6. And now to close things out, a couple of North Carolina polls, and this one coming from East Carolina University, a sample size of 499 respondents. And this is a change from this exact polling resource, which came out all the way back in the earlier portion of the month of October, so quite a time difference there between the prior poll and this one that we're getting from ECU. Starting off here, Biden actually stays flat there at the top, leading the way at 29%. In second place, you have Bernie Sanders, who picks up 6 points, and he's there at 25, so relatively competitive there at the top. Bloomberg, this is his first result in this poll, and he's there at 14. Warren loses 6 points down to 11. Klobuchar picked up a couple of points to 5, and then Buttigieg stayed flat at 4%. And to close things out, another North Carolina poll, this one coming from Marist, a sample size of 974 respondents. Bernie Sanders leading the way at 27%, followed by Joe Biden, who's at 22%, Michael Bloomberg at 15%, Elizabeth Warren at 11%, Pete Buttigieg at 7%, and Amy Klobuchar at 5%. So those are the 10 new polls that I want to go through in today's video that have been released over the past couple of days, and very Super Tuesday centric, especially some of those states that have more pledged delegates up for grabs like California, Texas, and North Carolina. I'm going to be making my predictions on who I think is going to get first, second, and third place respectively in every Super Tuesday contest. Probably going to be releasing that video tomorrow, so check that out. If you're not already, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I hope to see you back here for my next video.